don't want the whole town on my back. Storming arrow. He's good. Thanks for the help.
Speaking of, let's investigate that remnant. But look. Something good.
I shall overcome.
So you went Pathfinder after all? Yeah. Figured I would commit to the trap assassin theme and just go with the Pathfinder. Hey, what up, Toka? Can't use the skill till level 14, so we are playing Lightning Arrow until then. I think the first version of the rune you find is the mansion one. What do you mean by the mansion one? I don't know where all the guaranteed Calgarin rune rewards are. I already bought a rune for it. I just gotta get level 14. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I had already bought one of the runes, so... Rip. Well, I already have one in my bags at level 14. So yeah, we just gotta get 14. Cost you what, a div? I don't remember. I don't remember. It's at that point in the league where I don't even really look at div prices. What up, Dirk? How you doing, bro? Hey, what's up, Spectre? How you doing? Working on my Infernal Cry build. My guy's just going around crying the whole time and killing the whole screen. Yeah, Infernal Cry builds seem really good this patch. Seen quite a few Cry builds that are popping off. I've never played a Cry build. They're not for me. But, yeah. Yeah, Gemling's pretty crazy. It's unfortunate because, like, a lot of people are shit-talking Gemling. Because, like, everyone's like, Gemling makes everything OP. And I don't, like, think that's the case. Like, a lot of people are underselling what Gemling builds are. A lot of Gemling builds are just extra hype because Gemling changes are new. Gemling's definitely OP in some circumstances, but...
Rust away into nothing. Your war is long over.
Yeah, I think I saw Gazzy play a Gemling Unearth build. Yeah, I did a Gemling build, but it was just for Wind Dancer, you know. I played a Reflect build on it. Because I'm me. I'm a dumbass. But yeah, there have been some pretty crazy Gemling builds. And yeah, Gazzy did that Gemling Unearth build that was fucking crazy. Looked really fun. Just trying to get to the runes. Once we have the rune skill, this will be a lot more fun. Yeah, that's basically what Gazzy said on the podcast was, you just basically follow them around. You don't get a say, which is kind of how I did a Unearth build. It wasn't like as fast as that one. It was actually really slow, but it was using Blood Thief Queen and the Beetle spawning minions, and it was like 100 minions on screen. And like in that build, it was like you just went where your minions went. You didn't really have say over anything. But at least with Gazzy's build, it was like hyper fast. That was 0.2, yeah. And it was like, I played it for like 2 days because GGG deleted the build from the game. We got nerfed, but yeah, that was 0.2. Both the Blood Thief Queen and the Gilded Beetle, I believe is what it was. Both of them
Stay safe if you can.
got removed from the game as specters.
Stay safe if you can.
Alright, we just gotta get level 14. Level 10 and 12 will get new items. But level 14 is where the fun starts. Hell yeah, Urnu. Are you talking about the frogs with Dodre? I was playing a prog build on my Witch Hunter.
Remarkable.
Frogs are cool. The frogs are cool. What's up, Zini?
Thunderous shot. Symbols like those in the Tree of Souls. I should show Farah.
What's this then?
You start leveling your lich this morning? Hell yeah.
What was all
Keep up the savage.
Hey, what's up, Iron? How you doing, man? Can we see what I cook up? Yep, we'll see what it turns out. I was feeling like... So we have the Hardcore Private League coming up in, I think, a week or 2 weeks. I don't know when it is. But Timmy's doing a Hardcore Private League soon. And I will be playing in it and streaming it. I don't know what build I'm playing in it yet. But I will be playing in that Private League. But I'm at the point where, like, I'm kind of, like, running out of fun ideas. I'm, like, you know, getting a little bit burnt out. You know, it's time for, like, a break and play other games. Type feeling, you know, like I've played this season a fuckload, you know. We'll play it more later on, you know. Sometimes we're like, you know, we gotta go on cooldown, you know. We're on cooldown for playing the game. But I was running out of ideas, and I was thinking about taking a break until the Hardcore Private League, and then I posted in the Thorns Discord, anyone got any ideas that they haven't been able to fuck around with yet? And then Crazy Odd was like, I haven't seen anyone make a Conductive Rune build yet. And when I used to play D2 back in the day in high school, like talking about like 20 plus years ago, I used to main a Trap Assassin. So I was like, oh, you know what? Conductive Runes kind of look like lightning traps or whatever they're called. Let's see how it goes. It's also fun because I like attack skills like this. They're always fun to scale. Conductive Runes. It is one of the attacks that exploding to deal attack damage that is not based on your weapon's damage. 99.9% of like attacks in this game, not 99.9, but it's like 95% of attacks in this game scale off of your weapon's damage. But there are a few that don't, and they're always very interesting to scale. They always require little fun little techniques to scale them. So when I saw that tag, I was like, oh, okay. That's fun. I like scaling those kind of builds, so because they always require cool uniques and stuff. So right now, what I'm initially going to level with is Widowhail. And I know what you're thinking. Widowhail? Why does Widowhail scale this? Well, it's because added damage to attacks influences these types of abilities. So by using Widowhail with increased quiver effects and using added damage with attacks with 4 added elemental damage to attack rolls, that's one way to boost this damage. Now, this is like... Widowhail is one of the few early game weapons that can scale attacks that don't scale off weapon damage. So you're kind of forced... Like, Widowhail and the fucking mace that scales off of strength. Those are the two weapons that, like, you can kind of scale with these kind of skills. When you get to late game... Skills that require a little thinking to skill are always fun. Yeah, that's when I saw this tag, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to play this build. So we're going to be playing Widow Hails and Bows for a while, but when you get to late game, there is Mjolnir, which Mjolnir has plus levels to lightning skills. So if we were wanting to do some weird Mjolnir Thunder God's Wrath cheese with conductive runes, Mjolnir is not a bad option. Even though the damage on the weapon doesn't matter, we could be using Thunder's God's Wrath with the lightning skills. But also, there is Olro's Vasara, where hits on enemies gain added lightning damage. So the weapon damage doesn't actually matter. There are a lot of other weapons like that can scale in late game. So who knows what weapon we'll be using in late game, but specifically for leveling, while it looks like we're going to be using a bow build, we're going to be using runes, the trap build. And the bow's not actually doing damage. We're just using the 250% quiver bonus with a quiver that has added attacks, critical hit chance for attacks, and attack damage stuff. Like, this is just like a giant, like, this is like having a Giga ring being boosted by 250%, right? So, that's the plan for leveling. It's just like, there's like, because like, you know, you can't get a big two-handed mace, you know, to scale this, right? I mean, obviously, like, you get plus attack skills on something, but you can't do that early on. So, Widow Hail is a good way to cheese level with skills like this. I've done it before. So we're going to be using Widow Hail for now. I don't know what we're going to be using in late game. There is a world where you're dual wielding Olro Vasara. Not sure. Maybe Mjolnir's the play. Who knows what other uniques that I haven't looked at are enabling this build because of like rune forging. But yeah, I love these kind of skills because they're always fucking weird and cool, you know. You have to think out of the box to get their damage. By the way, Stash is awesome. Don't shave it. I mean, I think one day it'll be shaved, but we'll see. First of all, it is a lot of work to manage. So that's been annoying. But other than that, I feel like it's been a net positive. I have gotten noticeably no more swipes on dating apps since having the mustache, and I'm not trolling by saying that. There's just like I'm not trolling by saying that. That's not meant as a flex. It's just like it was like a 300% increased success rate. Like, you know, it was like a significant uptick to where it was like, oh, I guess this matters for some people, you know. As weird as that might sound. So you'll be Ruzin Jin from the Viraja Ascendancy? No, I'm playing Pathfinder. We're Ranger. I'm a Ranger. We are not a sorceress. Oh, are you making a reference to some dude I don't know who Ruzan Jin was? Oh, he's a Jin that uses traps? Gotcha. I missed the reference. I mean, maybe. Maybe that could have been if I was doing a Titan. But yeah, I mean, we're just... I have no idea. I haven't looked into this skill at all. Crazy Odd linked it to me. I was like, oh, this looks neat. And then I bought the gear I wanted to level with it, and then here we are. I have not looked at any late game guides. I have no idea what this damage looks like. I don't care what it looks like. If one of you have played it, don't tell me if it's good or bad or not. I will figure it out on my own. This could be just like a functionally awful DPS skill. I doubt it, though. I bet with like crit scaling and Galrukins, you can make it good. But yeah, the plan is to only use conductive runes. That's the plan. So we are planning on like nothing. I refuse to do anything else for bossing once we have runes on. It will be only rune. Yeah, I'm curious how other people are scaling them. Again, don't spoil anything. I don't want spoilers on how you scale it until I hit a wall in late game. But yeah, like these skills are cool. You know, you don't know like how much gem levels you're going to end up needing because it's not a melee, it's only attack. It's hard to get like a high attack skill. So that might not be possible. Oh, it is an attack. I'm stupid. Yeah, it's attack, but it's not a melee. Right. Yeah, it's not. It's easier to get melee skills than attack skills. So, you know, getting it to level 40 is not really possible. There are a lot of ways to scale ward stuff, but like, if it's just like mathematically does bad DPS, like at higher levels, like there's nothing we can do to scale it, right? But I think we're gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be okay. Getting limited as 20. I mean, there's no difference in that and Kyle Trap. She'd just be spamming it. Can you give a rundown on runes? I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does yet either. I haven't used it. Is it counted as a hazard? It is a hazard. There's a bunch of passives that scale that. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about doing this on the Titan first because of all the hazard stuff, but I went with Pathfinder. Hey, I appreciate you, Dave. When we hit level 14, 5 levels, we will see how this shit works. But yeah, I have the gem for level 14, and then at level 22, I get Remnants of Calgar, which will help me if the ward cost is extreme. That'll help me maintain the ward cost. But to your, sorry, I got ADHD brains there for a second, crazy. I'm not worried about, like, you should just be able to spam it. Like, even if it only puts down 20, I'm gonna be clicking it like non-stop. Like, the goal is to get, so I'll explain when we get to it. I think there's going to be a way we can get instant arming to where, like, the traps instantly arm and they're instantly doing damage the moment they drop, and then we're just, like, spam casting it. So we're not, like, placing them and, like, running around waiting for them to, like, arm and enemies run into them. Like, the goal is it to, like, it's essentially turning into, like, you know, a click and blow up the screen build instantly. I mean, Warbringer, like, would be okay, but the best ascendancies for it are either Gemling or Ritualist, in my opinion. Just like, again, this was with like zero playing with the skill and zero like fucking around with it. On paper, it looked like Gemling and Ritualist were, like, the ideal things to play with it. But I've already played those. And I wanted to play something, like, every character I try and play something new. It just keeps you learning new things, right? So, of the things I haven't played that would have been good for the build, that would have been Titan and Pathfinder. I've already played a Warbringer, so that's why, you know, I wasn't considering it. But even if I hadn't played a Warbringer, I don't think I'd be considering it for this build. Like, would it work? Sure. But would it be, like, one of the better options? No. What up, Kaduchi? The homie, Kadachi. How's it going, bro? Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. What even is the alt quality for Conductive runes? Did you mention it? Made it bigger. And then obviously Abyssal Lich could be an option too, depending on how its AoE scales, but yeah. I went with Pathfinder because sometimes with builds I also get like locked in on themes. And if it's like the Trap Assassin theme from Diablo 2, then, you know, Pathfinder thematically in many ways is similar to Assassin from D2. I also think Pathfinder could be good for the build. But if you were to like super min-max, and again, with no testing, if you were to super min-max it, I would probably went with Ritualist. 3 Rings is just really good for these kind of builds, but I think Pathfinder could also be equally good. That sucks, yeah. I haven't used the voices this patch. If I like sat on one character for a long enough period of time, I'm sure I would min-max a build to the point where I'm using voices, but I re-roll too much. I mean, Pathfinder's got a lot of good things about it. Pathfinder gets, like, first of all, the single most annoying thing in this patch is Ignite. I think we can probably all agree Ignite's fucking obnoxious this patch, per usual. But the second most annoying thing, which might be more annoying than Ignite, is slows. Slows are fucking obnoxious this patch. I mean, holy fucking shit. I don't know what they did with, like, slows this patch, but slows are just miserable. And Pathfinder gets immune to slows. So. Pathfinder also gets the ability to start in the warrior section without having to use a split personality. And so I can like come over here and get all of these crit stuff right here. So like just by taking that warrior node with like what 15, 16 passives, I get all of these crit nodes if we play crit later. Oh no. I flashed myself again. I don't have auto attack on my bars. I mean, we'll take Herald of Thunder for now, but eventually we're swapping this to Remnants of Calgar. Also didn't grab any mana leveling stuff. This has mana on it. Fuck you. Fuck you, crazy. This has mana on it. Look at this belt, dude. It's got 27 mana. What do you mean? What do you mean, crazy? Get out of here, dude. Oh, I got Astra Menace too. Look at how much mana Astra Menace has. It's got... Yeah. Listen, dude. Listen, dude. We're almost level 14, and we get to use the new skill. And then we're happy. Alright, I was hoping this Diablo lo-fi track would be better, but it's like literally just like... it was literally just like fucking dungeon moaning in my ear. That's loud. Yeah, we're gonna try this track. Maybe this one's less obnoxious. Let's... I don't know why this is happening. My My player's being annoying. Give me a sec. Noob streamer being a noob. Okay, we're just going back to the old music for now. Alright. I need to kill Crowbell.
Storming arrow. Overcome.
Don't think I killed him.
Look of a hunter. Straight to it then. The hunt begins.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's... Well, for me, it's like I just like... I like playing other games. I don't have... Like, if I played PoE 1 and PoE 2, I would have no time for any other games. So... What's one, I'm still having fun with PoE 2. Like, I'm not gonna go play PoE 1, probably. But when I'm bored of PoE 2, I want to go play other games that aren't ARPGs, because...
You won't escape.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
Scream all you like. It won't help you.
But we got the hardcore private league coming up, so I'm probably not bothering our PoE 1. Hell yeah, Bertum. I might level Thorns in the hardcore private league coming up.
Not screaming anymore.
We'll see. Interesting. Alright, we gotta get the loot. And then 2.5 levels, you guys, and we get to see what this skill looks like. And how we can begin to manipulate it.
A waste of wood, if you ask me. But the songbird seems attached to it. Easy trophy.
Don't have the end for that.
Fury.
2 int off. Yes, charge regulation is good. I've done Thorns with charge regulation before. Spirit gems are all pretty flexible outside of Scavenge Plating and Wind Dancer. Is Thorns good? What do I need to Thorns farm Ritual? Thorns is alright. Depends on how you define good. Alright. Well, the good news is we will have the traps before Geonor. So we get to see what it looks like on boss deeps. Hopefully we can level up the skill. I assume with Twink Gear, I should be able to level with it. You never know. It could have dead 0 DPS, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Hey, what's up, last one? How you doing, bro? What have you been up to? Another character, of course. I think this is technically my 12th build of the league, but I haven't posted like a few, so... Almost there, almost there. Half a level, boys. Here, now let me put on those gloves. All right. It depends on the item, last one. This is probably my last character of the league, though, so... We got the Hardcore League coming up, and then after the Hardcore League, I'm probably taking a mini break, and then when I come back, I assume I'll be playing solo Self-Found, so... I'm, running out of steam myself. Okay, so new skill time. Get these fucking arrow skills off my bar. Alright, Conductive Rooms. Let's see what it looks like. Alright. See what it looks like in combat. Okay. Well, it hits hard enough to kill whites. Timmy League, yeah. What did I say? Interesting. So this is definitely a Mom build. We'll probably get a Flesh Crucible for Mom. It looks like that's just going to be a good defensive layer. Well, Herald only does damage once you've killed something, so something's got to be killing the monster initially, right? Ooh, I should have put that there. Okay, let me get this. Let me get jewels in this. Okay. That's a cool. What the fuck? Yeah, I'll happily take both of those. Sure. What is this belt? Jesus Christ. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll take both if you're quitting.
There is end.
Oh, does it already say how much DPS it's doing? Oh, it is doing 400 DPS. Oh, you teleported to my hideout? I see. Oh, thanks, last one. That is a fucking crazy belt. What the hell? What the hell kind of twink belt is that? That's like better than old endgame belts. Look at my new hideout, by the way, guys. Isn't it gorgeous? Got a little outpost, like a little campfire over here. little plaza area, and then over here is the best part. Got a little dock over here. Alright, let's get support gems in this bad boy. Gotcha, last one. So were these both self-crafted? So my concern was if I was putting stuff like duration stuff in it, it would make this unplayable. But even with overabundance... Are they doing damage when they explode this way? It looks like they're exploding when they expire. But it's hard to tell if this is just like the effect of like expiring or these are actually exploding and doing damage. This effect to me, the grass is kind of cluttering it. This effect to me, this looks like it's exploding when it expires. So even when they're not being stepped on, they still might detonate. Yeah, but like for instance, like if the boss isn't moving, right? So like let's say the meat is the boss, right? This one right here would detonate from touching it. But the rest of these might not. But if this expiration is still causing an explosion, then by using overabundance and compressed duration, reducing its skill effect duration, you could be technically increasing your DPS by having the by having them detonate. And then with enough skill effect duration, so like, again, I need to test if this is an explosion, but let's just in theory say this is an explosion, right? Let's say this is an explosion. So right now I have 75% skill, less skill effect duration. Over here, there's more reduced skill effect duration whenever we get the eventual warrior pathing area. And then up here is more reduced skill effect duration. So we might be able to get this to where... So right now, there's some time before it detonates, right? But what if we can get it to the point where we're doing this, and before... Like right now, they're not detonating because it's chain casting, right? And the ones that are about to detonate are being replaced by the limit before they can explode. But you're seeing some are not being replaced and detonating. So with enough skill effect duration, you might be able to always get detonations on boss. With enough reduced skill effect duration, you might always be able to get detonation on bosses to where you're constantly holding left click and just dumping these. Well, maybe that's what works. That is what I'm seeing here when I'm looking at this. When I'm looking at this explosion, and it's like, maybe we just reduce skill effect duration, so compressed duration, overabundance, and then these reduced skill effect durations. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. You got an idea how to scale their damage already? Yeah. I've used skills like this before that have the attacks are not based off your weapon damage before, so, like, I know how to scale these kind of skills already. There's a few gimmicks you can do. In early game for leveling, the best is just, there's not very many ways to scale these kind of skills early game. Widow Hail's the best because you can get quivers with a lot of added attacks, damage to attacks, and attack stuff. So you just boost your quivers with Widow Hail throughout, like, leveling. And then late game, there's, like, Orovasa and stuff, which I was showing earlier. There's ways you can scale skills like this. And then we'll do Elemental Armament 2 for now. Okay. All right. I'm trying to test something here. It looks like they are exploding. And dealing their damage when they explode. So my theory, I think, is correct. Where if we make, well, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna like scale well, but that in principle, it should work to where if you scale skill effect reduction, you should be able to spam these for chain detonates. Maybe crazy odd, but you might also want increased area of effect, because the increased area of effect makes the explosions bigger. So, like, in theory, yes, it could work that way, but, like, it could also work out better the other way by scaling area of effect, by making the actual explosions deal damage. Oh, yeah. This is definitely how we have to play this. Okay. Okay. I was on the right track. This is definitely how we have to play this build. It's skill. Oh, cool! This is gonna be fun! Oh, yeah! This is gonna be so much fun! Oh, I'm such a dork. Oh, this is gonna be such a fun build. I'm so excited. Yes, this is gonna be so weird. I love it. The runes detonate when they explode, so it will be reduced skill effect duration stacking. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. And Pathfinder is good for that. We end like, yes, with other ascendancies, it would be fine if you use a split personality, but I don't like wasting jewels on split personality, so by being a Pathfinder, we save the jewel slot. And then, cool. I'm excited for this build. That's cool. The delayed reaction is fun. Because it makes it, like, instantly detonate if it lands on them, but then, like, it has the explosions, so there might be something cool there. I don't know if that's the best way to level, because we don't have, like, enough duration on it, so it might just be better to, like, play this, like, without the delayed gratification for leveling, but I think in late game there might be like a reduced skill effect duration stacking cheese that you can do. But for now, I don't think you do that. You just like scale its damage flat, and you just have it detonate when it touches. But we'll see. Without everything else, well, I hate jewel swapping, so it'll be one way. Like, I just won't, I don't like jewel swapping, so I'll always, like, I'll be doing one or the other. Jewel swapping, like, I forget to swap, and then I end up fucking myself. Oh, I meant to put that jewel in there. Alright. Let's see what this build does. What kind of runes do you have in your chest right now? Oh, this is tabulas, so I just have emeralds. And then they're all like hazard damage. Hazard lightning damage. I just gotta... It's my first time leveling with the tabulas this patch, so I figured, like, fuck it. This would be a good Tabula's build. This skill needs ward, and Tabula's has a good base ward, low level, so... What jewel was that? They're just hazard damage, crit hit chance for attacks, lightning damage. They're all like 10 exalts. This is cool. After all I've given you. See, the delayed gratification's cool because it makes them detonate no matter what. Like, I feel like that's going to be in the build in late game. It's just not useful early on. Twin Gear guys seem good. I mean, yeah, it's Twin Gear, so. But what's important is, like, because this is the skill I'm planning on using in late game. Yeah, we just don't have the skill effect duration because, like, right now it's a little bit too much kiting. But, like, I feel like there's something here. Like, if these are all spam detonating and exploding for their damage, look at all this damage that's going off when it happens. For a single target DPS, this seems like the best, but I don't think now is the play for that. But, like, in this patch, I'm not worried about scaling stuff late game. Hey, what's up, Shaq? How you doing, bro? Thanks for the honorable mention. Yeah, no problem, man. It was a good hideout. I thought it was really cool. I gotta figure out the ward stuff while leveling, because I am burning through ward pretty quick with this skill. Well, I guess Remnants of Calgar will fix that, so never mind. I think level 16 I had new stuff to put on. Yeah, new ring. Yeah, the delayed gratification play is it. I can tell by how this bossing is going, how I'm like, you know, like, it's hard to get the runes on the bosses. So you're like just spamming them, hoping they land on them, and slowly taking them down. But the delayed gratification will make all of them chain explode, or like, that's the play. I think late game it's going to be delayed gratification, overabundance, compressed duration, Galrukons with some other damage thing in here. And yeah, that's what you're going to be playing with. I think that's what's happening. I guess the ultimate's either tighter. Well, I thought Abyssal Lich initially too, but I didn't like. There was like the reason why I didn't bring up Abyssal Lich when I was talking about it with you earlier was like, A, I don't want to play another Abyssal Lich, but B, like Abyssal Liches are just expensive. It would require me to invest, you know, another 10,000 Divine back to getting back that gear. So. But I don't know actually, you know, what the ultimate could be for this. Potentially could be Gemlink, so. Would Rocchiata work on runes? I don't know. If it does, it's an option too, though. What Tabula do you have? I have a Runeforged one. How's the build so far? Really cool.
It appears the Faradin have been busier than the Ardura expected.
Oh, it just makes the runes spread more? It doesn't increase the AoE of the explosions? Never mind then. This was cool. Hey, what's up, Angry Beard? How's it going, bro? Once I have that spirit gem, my ward will not be a problem anymore. We just gotta wait till we get the spirit gem. We'll be like permanently full ward once we have the spirit gem. Level 22. Hell yeah, Angry Beard. Are you gonna set up your Pathfinder Ascendancy tree for this? I don't know. Probably gonna get the immune to slows. And then the thing that lets you pass to the warrior starting area. I forget what's all in the Pathfinder starting ascendancy though. I'll need to look. Haven't really planned it out. The thing that makes your travel nodes do global damage and shit. That one probably. And then slow immunity or whatever.
It seems people were still alive down here when the entrance was sealed.
Could this work with Cast on Dodge? Never played it Cast on Dodge. Yeah, I don't know if I'd scale Electrocute. Electrocute kind of sucks. But maybe. It's hard to really know until you're in late game and then you're trying to Giga scale something, so. This is definitely going to be a mom build, though, which is huge. It being a mom build is massive, just makes, like, defense is a lot easier. Yeah, I have a bunch of runes to level it up in my stash I need to go get. Like, hold on. I want to try it.
show you insane.
There might need to be some AoE scaling with it. Yeah, there's definitely the potential there. When they all detonate and they're like, yeah, this could work. We just gotta... It's gonna require passives and stuff in late game. It's just not worth it right now. Can you get them to group together? I mean, that might be something that we have to do, like, concentrated area for and stuff, you know. There's going to be a lot of testing we have to do with the skill when we get to late game. You know, when you're playing one of these, like, you know, skill that you never played before, and it's also kind of weird and goofy, it's going to be a lot of interaction testing when you get to late game. But yeah, I do have a bunch of the rune to level up the gem while we're leveling.
You have your orders.
I think, I mean, yeah. We'll test out the rune skill effect, or the restoration stuff in late game. I think now we just make it to where it just, you know, it hits as hard as possible. No matter what, this playstyle will work. You get Garukin's Resolve with Concentrated Area. I assume Concentrated Area... I mean, I don't know. But maybe Concentrated Area reduces the spread on the runes, making them clump better for bossing. Which... you do kind of want them not clumping for mapping. But that's a different problem to solve. I'm not worried about mapping, to be honest.
What's all this parchment for? Seems the
I prove myself.
Mist of Salami. Yeah, the delayed detonation pop, the delayed gratification pops are going to be really nice.
so that's a free and an old coin.
I mean, it's not awful. It's just not great. It's okay, you know. The +1 all skills is what it makes it most appealing, but It'd be a decent leveling item. But... Why Pathfinder? I haven't leveled one. No Pathfinder this patch. Almost did this on a Titan. Did you see the Thanos Shotgun Chaos? Yeah. It's probably going to be my build of the week on the podcast this next week. It was really awesome. I mean, the limit's alright. It's just, it's not, like, super important. I'm not abusing the... It's, like, helpful to, like, an extent, but it's not, like, you know... I wouldn't say it makes or breaks this. Can already get 20 down, so it's, like, going to 21 is, like, you know... It's okay. We said a second shot for 8 points? Nah. I like playing my characters, you know, pseudo-naturally and doing it all myself. But Pathfinder's not bad for the build. Pathfinder is like a really good ascendancy in general. It might end up being really solid for the build, but no, I like leveling... I don't like just doing a build. Like, if I have a character in endgame, and it's like, oh, let's try this build, and I swap to that character, like, I finish the build in a day. But when I level a new character, like, it forces me to, like, you know, problem solve and do different things and whatnot. Oh, I didn't get the lady with me. I was torn between this and Titan. Because I don't have a Titan or this level this patch. But I think like a Ritualist is probably best. New belt. I don't think Sun Splinter would be the play. Because you can get +5 lightning skills on... Like, if you're going to go lightning skills maxing... Mjolnir gets +5, so you could just dual wield Mjolnir if you're gonna do lightning skills. Because dual wielding Mjolnir would get you +10 levels. Or just having Mjolnir in your offhand would be +5 off lightning skills, so... And then there's like a lot of ways you can get the parry debuff. Even +13 if you use its Outer's Rune too. Outer's Rune? What Outer's Rune? I messed with Skuld's Brittle before, but I don't think it's like... I much prefer, Heartbound Loop and, Rat Cage for Ironbound setups. Yeah, that Fertos build's a lot of fun. It's my favorite Ironbound build I've ever done. I'm considering League starting it for 1.0. Like, it was such an awesome build. I think it'd be awesome for a League starter.
Ah, yes. Move swiftly.
Oh, Mjolnir's Legacy is let plus... Oh, I didn't know Mjolnir was an Outer's Legacy. I didn't realize that. Interesting. Wow, okay. Good to know. Last one. Thank you for sharing that. Plus 13 lightning skills. Huh. I don't think that's the play. I don't think double Mjolnir is the play. I think, at most, you would use one Mjolnir with an... Like, if you're doing a mace setup with this build, I think it would be one Mjolnir and one Olro Vasara. If there is some crazy breakpoint with gem level, where let's say at like gem level 39, its damage quadruples, right? Then maybe in that world, you would be double Mjolniring for the plus 13 lightning skills to like to max its gem level. So like there is a world where that happens, but I would assume you would play like Mjolnir with the Mjolnir Outer Legacy in your offhand. So what is that? Plus 8 levels to lightning skills, and then your main hand would be Olro Vasara. That's what I'm like thinking is going to be like the potential dual wield mace setup in late game if you're not playing Widowhail. Widowhail's damage is probably like the best way to scale its damage, so... Level 20 is 204% damage, level 20 is 204, level 40 is 905. I mean, yeah, gem level scaling gets crazy sometimes, so... Well, you hit 20 times. With this, well, the hope is with the setup I'm doing with the rearm detonation stuff, every rune's going to be hitting the boss when it explodes. So you'll be hitting 20 times, you know. There's just 20 runes right here. If all of these detonate and hit the boss, you know. But yeah. I assume the best way to scale its damage is going to be Widowhail, so... People underestimate how powerful Widowhail is for scaling builds like this. 250% increased quiver bonus. You get a late game quiver with 4 instances of added damage and 2 instances of crit damage for attacks. It's, you know, it's game over. You're not getting more added. Like, I've used in a lot of my weird builds in previous patches this setup with Widowhail to scale a lot of really bad attack skills, because this gets you... This is not added damage to bow attacks, not added damage to projectile attacks. This is just a flat added damage to attacks that rings give you on your quiver. So late game, you just get a Giga Juice attack damage quiver with the Widowhail, and then you have 4 sockets, which right now I'm doing the 120% increased elemental damage with attacks. In late game, this will change to other sockets. But this combination is just so much flat damage for skills like Conductive runes that if you need flat damage, and this is like the best way to get you to survive, like kill stuff, this is one of the best ways to do it. This is one of the best ways to do it. So if our damage is just Giga without this, or the damage gets super scaled by gem level, then, you know, maybe the Orovasa or the dual wield Mjolnir thing happens. But it is very likely that I am using this Widowhail for the entire character's journey, because I don't think you can get higher than 250% with 4 sockets. And for this build specifically, there's no reason to get the Rune-Forged Widowhail, because none of the bow's attack damage matters, so getting the Rune-Forged version doesn't matter. We only care about it boosting its quiver effect, and we only care about its socketables. So it's quite possible that this Widowhail is my early, like from level 1 to level 100 bow. Everything else in the build, except for the Calandra's Trust, is definitely changing. Like, we're not using Tabulas in late game. This is probably being replaced by either a rare chest or brass dome or something, I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing defensives yet. But this Widowhail, if you've never done this before, the Widowhail cheese, it's very fun. It's a very fun way to scale attack builds. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then let's become a Pathfinder. So, be right back. Alright. Let's get it. Turn my light on.
I'm unsure what I got myself into here.
Just gonna be Laura with flat fizz? Yeah, but I don't think I'll do Laura Weave. I don't like doing glass cannon builds, and I think I'm gonna need my body armor. But we'll see. Did you wash your hands? I went to the bathroom to blow my nose. I didn't go pee-pee. I'm super congested. But I did wash my hands because... yeah. I normally could work into the build. It just... I could see us doing, like, Reverie. Reverie's the child's choice at the child's choice. I did that with my chonk build. I messed with it temporarily on one build, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. But I ended up optimizing out of it to more yours for Spirit in that build. So... yeah, it's a little weird. It kind of has a trap feel to it, but like it's kind of it's got the trap theme and aesthetic, but if I'm being honest from a feel perspective, it feels like fissure builds. It kind of feels like I'm playing a fissure build with like how they branch out like that. But it is trappy in the sense that, like... it is trappy in a sense. It's just a little bit, yeah. I've never played PoE 1 traps, though. I've played only Diablo 2 traps, so I don't know what PoE 1 traps play like. Maybe this is how PoE 1 traps function. But to me, it kind of feels like a fissure build plays. But it's still trappy. It's not exactly a fissure build, so... if you like trap builds, Kadashi, you'll probably love this. I don't know what's best to play it on, but Titan or Ritualist could be really good. Abyssal Lich, too. Depending on how AoE scaling works with it. Who knows, maybe even any, maybe the Monk Ascendancy. Not sure. When the delayed gratification setup's online, then maybe it'll feel more like traps. But we'll see. I assume you already checked out the Rinvord version of Ulravasa? Nope. I've done not really much investigating. But I just know I've used Ulravasa for skills like this in previous patches. But I do not know what the Runeforge version does. Ew. Spells? Interesting. Interesting.
Swift magnificence. A moment of respect.
Didn't that say spells at the top? Oh, that says skills. I see. I thought that said spells. I was reading in the middle of a fight. 5% of damage is extra lightning damage per 50 runic ward costs. I am planning on using a bunch of runic ward cost stuff with this, so maybe the Ulravasa tech actually ends up working out better than I was originally expecting.
Steel yourself.
A monstrosity born of earth and stone.
Beware of the burst.
We're no match for me.
I knew. Let's plan.
Poop Finder! Alright, so first is the warrior starting area with 5 passive points. And then there's Traveler's Wisdom. Okay, so first 4 points go, or potentially go there. Relentless Pursuit's definitely being added in late game. Like, so we're for sure going Relentless Pursuit. We're probably going Traveler's Wisdom first, but I don't need it early on. I don't know if we're gonna evasion stack. How does Enduring Elixirs work with Reverie? Is this an overpowered combo? Is Enduring Elixirs OP with Reverie? Or is it like breaks the interaction or anything like that? If we end up playing Reverie, and Enduring Elixirs is like a buff for it, I have no idea how that interaction works. I don't even remember what Reverie does. I just remember it did like Life Flask bullshit. Maybe we run that. I don't see us running a concoction unless we needed one for a debuff. It don't work as you can't use the flask. I don't know. I don't remember what Reverie does. Maybe it's just a 30% less movement speed penalty when using skills, so we're going faster. So it might be like Traveler's Wisdom to Running Assault. That might be the play. All right. I don't think we want a path over here yet, but eventually we will come to the warrior starting area. Alright, we are a Pathfinder. Pathfinder. Alright. Let's slam out Act 2. I had some stuff bought. I was looking at stuff. Where is it? Yeah, I bought this. Warding Rune of Annihilation. Attack spend 5% of your maximum rune of ward if possible to gain that much added physical damage. So if I was doing Oro Vasara, the Runeforge version, and then I was using this in the in it, because I was just planning on slapping this into my bow at level 30, but this going into Oro Vasara or whatever, any of my weapons, would be awesome with that Oro Vasara effect. Because that could lead to lots of extra gain damage, you know, depending on how much runic ward cost we get the skill up to. If we're able to juice its skill cost a buttload, I have no idea. It really just depends on how much we can get its runic word cost up to. Later, Spectre. Good night, man. Alright.
Seems there's a meeting at the main cart.
There's a signature here. Seek the source.
I will vanish.
Too weak, too slow.
I need level 22 and I won't have any more rune ward problems when mapping, at least. Bossing we'll have to solve later. The bossing is... late game, it shouldn't have a problem. It's usually only in the campaign I have ward issues. By late game, it all sorts itself out. Yeah, I guarantee you when we have the delayed gratification check online and it's exploding the runes, bosses are going to be completely solved. I think that's the play for sure late game. Will be some goofy ass with delayed gratification tech.
All these snake women make me miss.
This right here is what you enjoy doing, huh? Yep. I've had more fun this stream, like, already than, you know, than you would expect. This is the shit I play the game for. Is just going into a concept that I know nothing about and just figuring it out and sniffing it out real time. And luckily, it's a skill that's apparently underused. Everyone keeps joining in and is like, oh yeah, I was wondering about that. So, luckily I'm not getting, like, people spamming me with, you should do it like this. Because that's always annoying. Or rather, it's, you should do it like this because I've already tested everything. That's like, nah, I want to test stuff. You should do it on Amazon? Nah. I've never played an Amazon. I think it's the one ascendancy in this game I haven't leveled. And it's, like, at this point, it's kind of, like, funny that I have never leveled one, so I'm kind of gonna, keep it that way. It's like, it's kind of like, yeah, what if I just never played Amazon forever now? Okay, so there's hazard stuff down here. Hazard duration, hazard area, hazards with chance to rearm, duration, damage per triggered recently, damage, duration. Okay. 75 people has it on PoE Ninja? Really? 12 are past 10k, 1 is past 100k? You're talking about DPS? We're gonna beat 100k DPS. We can beat 100. We'll beat... Listen, we're gonna be the highest damage of this skill on Poe Ninja soon. You'll see. That's the goal. That's the goal of this build right now. We're gonna get the highest DPS conductive runes on Poe Ninja. Don't tell me anything else about Poe Ninja, Crazy Odd. I don't want to know what anyone's doing. You've already kind of told me too much. Don't tell me anything else from Poe Ninja. I don't want to know what they're using. I want to know what support gems, what items, how they're scaling. I want to know nothing. Don't tell me anything else. Don't tell me anything else. One thing you can tell me, though, is there any other Pathfinders? Is there anyone else playing Pathfinder with the skill? I'm okay with you telling me that one. Two other Pathfinders? Nice. Not many. Out of ward. When we get this to the late game, I know this boss damage is going to be like one-shotting bosses. With all of the instant death. Like, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool.
You deserve such a fate. Not the most peaceful way to go, but her pain is ended.
For sure, Kodachi. I mean, there is some hazard techs that have gone on with, like, Caltrops builds, but... Man, the stream is higher quality on Twitch than YouTube, really? I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. I am not sure. I don't know. Last one, I have to check. Maybe it depends. Like, maybe AoE is spreading them out more, but maybe the AoE is increasing the explosion radius enough to where it's, like, compensating it in, like, you know, a way that it doesn't impact it. But I assume, you know, it's gonna be like a compressed duration, or compressed, or whatever, concentrated area. or you're stacking them or something. Maybe we scale our damage high enough that we really only need one or two of them to connect, but there's a lot of ways this can be, like, pushed. If we need to shotgun them into, like, a smaller area, that's definitely possible. Obviously, that's not ideal for, like, mapping, but, you know. Have you considered Animus Splinter to get a clone to also do a bunch of runes? I assume if the clone... Oh, I can use my spirit gem, shit. I assume if the clone can use runes, it follows the same limit rules that I do. But, so, like, it would be doing nothing. But I'd have to test for sure. I have no idea. If the clone has its own limits and it's scaling its damage well, you know, who knows, but I assume it wouldn't, the clone would not be doing good damage with it, or I have no idea though. Never used Animus Splinters though. I have no idea how it even works. So it'd have to be something I test. No clue. It would have to be, you know... You never know with this game. Even if, like, everything in the verbiage makes it seem like it could work, you know, until you actually test the interaction, you never know. Yeah. And then half the time, whenever the verbiage makes it seem like it shouldn't work, it does work. So, you know. Even when something's screaming it doesn't work, you know. You still gotta test, because it can, you know, never know what weird interactions exist. Was your game from the Belgariad? Yep. And exact same as well. It's how my dad got me into reading. It was my first fantasy book. Is it like Caltrops, where if you go over the limit, the hazards keep their hitbox for a minute? No idea. I didn't even know that's how Caltrops worked. Never played Caltrops. I didn't know that's what Caltrops did. Rearms don't count to limit, right? I have no idea. This will also be my first rearm build.
They won't be needing these anymore.
Okay, belt at 36, ring at 43, Meglet, jewel slot. Both my gem tabs are full. I hate this. I hate this. You full too? Oh, you're not full. Yeah, I have all of my books. I think mine are hardback, though.
This valley is not natural. It's been carved.
There's someplace around here. The assumption is it would reduce the spread, but I haven't interaction tested yet. I don't like doing, like, interaction testing, like heavy interaction testing when I'm leveling, because, you know, you're just sitting there at level 20, you know, every 5 seconds swapping jewel. Like, you don't get anything done when you're interaction testing when the campaign. And a lot of the time, when you're interaction during the campaign, like, you just don't have the damage or the skill effect duration or the cooldown recovery or whatever, yada yada yada, to like properly interaction test. So a lot of time I do light interaction testing during the campaign, but for the most part that's really not, like, you know, just because something doesn't work in the campaign doesn't mean it won't work in late game, and just because something did work in the campaign doesn't mean it will work in the late game. So, you know, I do light interaction testing during the campaign, but usually I save it for endgame. How's the damage? I mean, so far it's good for me. But I'm level 22, so. What made you choose Pathfinder? Haven't played one this patch.
Hard to believe we once walked the same world as these titans.
Oh wait, no. I still needed to be there. It's a new phone, too. I don't even know what that ringtone is. It's like a brand new phone. You have Cricket Wireless? Yeah, I use Cricket. You got some more new player friendly build if possible. You've come to the wrong place, my friend. You have come to the wrong place. I don't even know what new player friendly means, to be honest, because every new player is looking for something different. What are you looking for in terms of new player? Like, what is your problem with the build? Yeah, also, new player and 900 divines is like that doesn't compute. New players never get 9 divines, let alone 900, so... you know. If you have 900 divines, you can play most builds. But I don't know, I have no experience with Twister, and you're the budget-friendly guy from the podcast. Not anymore. I've been playing all my builds this league. Have been 1,000+ divine builds. I learned how to make divines, so I no longer make cheap builds. I make expensive builds now. So want something simpler? I mean, if you want a simple build, you should check out Supporting Fire. I don't know what Supporting Fire costs right now. At this point, Supporting Fire might, you know, it's a minion build, so maybe Supporting Fire is, like, super expensive. But, Supporting Fire is... it's super new player friendly. Like, I recommend it to, like, people who are playing the game for the first time. But it's also absurdly cozy and one button. I highly, if you're looking for a cozy, simple, relaxing build, there are very few builds that are better than Supporting Fire for that. And it can handle all the content in the game. It is absurdly good for all the content in the game. I was clearing pre-nerf 200% Simulacrum with not even a min-max setup. Like, far from a min-max setup. Now, it's been a month since then, so I don't know what the cost of minion stuff is, but I'm sure you can get a budget set up online for less than 900 divines. But yeah, check out my Supporting Fire build. It is the definition of cozy, lazy build. I think that's like the... Yeah. Of all of my builds, if you want something that's just cozy and like pseudo new player friendly, Supporting Fire Tactician. It's also just an absurdly fun build. Like, I fucking love that build, and the people in the chat that have played it can, you know, attest to its funness. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I was surprised when it was the 1-year anniversary. When I saw it was 52 episodes, I was like, oh yeah, that makes... There's like... You know, there's 52 weeks in a year, huh? Or what? You know, like, I wonder how, like, are we at the 1 year soon? And then it was just like, yeah, like, literally, like, 2 seconds before the podcast, I had that realization when I read the show notes that said episode 52.
Slaves. The Marraketh really
Crazy how it's already been a frickin' year.
You can't hide forever, Jaman-Ra.
I'm not a new player. I've never made 500 divines. So it's one thing to, like, he might be new to PoE 2, but he might be an experienced PoE 1 player or an experienced ARPG player. If you're an experienced ARPG player, if you're new to PoE 2, you know, if you're following, like, at this point in the league, if you go farm any of the big streamers' currency farm guides, you're making 50 divine per hour. All of the budget entry-level farms that good streamers have put out guides for, that you can farm them with 1 to 2 divine budget builds, and you're making 50 divines per hour. So, once you start looking up, like, currency farm guides, like, you don't need to be doing the juiced expedition farms. You don't need to be making 100 divine per hour. Go farm Ultimatum. Ultimatum is 30 to 40 divine per hour, and it's easy as fuck. So, like, if you've never made 100 divine, just, like, go play Ultimatum for 2 hours, and you'll have 100 divine. And Ultimatum is, like, a sock can like has the skill to complete, you know, Ultimatum. It is brain off easy. You don't have to do Trial Master. You just do the normal floors and you sell the Fates. And those are going for like, what, 12 Divine right now? So, you don't even need like a powerful build to clear Ultimatum. And that right there is 30 Divine per hour, so... It's really easy to make Divine right now. Honestly. The barrier to entry, like before... Like, back in 0.1 and 0.2 when I was shit at making Divines, and I was making like the budget 10 Divine builds... It was just way harder to make Divines back then, but I was also just a big-ass noob at the game. I know how to make Divines now, so it's like... I could make 10 Divine builds, but it's like I have the Divines, so... I don't know, it's weird. But it's like also a different world because like back then, there was no farm I was doing that was making 50 Divines per hour. You go do Ultimatum right now, you're making 30 Divine per hour. 30 Divine per hour. It takes 20 minutes to do an Ultimatum run. And each one makes, what, 12 Divine, right? So... Breach Cows is pretty easy as well. I heard Breach is printing Divines right now. I have heard that Breach is doing... The Catalysts are selling like crazy right now. Hollow Form, yeah. Hollow Form is cool too. For sure. Iron Roach, I can make 10 diff per hour just now in drops. Yeah, so it's like, it's different from before. You know, like... Again, like, my most expensive builds back in the day used to be 10 Divine builds, but the economy is just so different from before, so... Clearly I've improved as a player since 0.1. But also it's just way easier to make Divines. Get that, you can do the Chaos Trial really fast, yeah. Chaos Trial is like the noob, like, if you're new to the game and you don't have a bad build, go farm Chaos Trial for an hour or two, and you can afford a good build. Oh, believe me, Luscious, I am at like probably 5,000 hours logged on the Steam. A lot of that's probably AFK, but I've played this game a fuckload, and I still don't know how to craft. Like, I do some low rarity, like, farming on bases, but, like, when it comes to actual profit crafting, like, I don't do that at all, and I can make 100 diff per hour. If you want to learn crafting, you actually have to, like, sit down and learn it. Like, you know, I don't have the patience for it, but yeah, crafting is the best way to make divines, always. But you don't have to craft to make divines, like... Right now, I've been farming Ritual. Ride of the Nameless is making me anywhere from like 50 to 100 divine per hour, depending on my RNG. It just prints currency. I'm fucking generating so many divines in Ritual. Ritual's really good. You do 100 dips per hour in Abyss last few weeks. Abyss prints currency. I just don't like playing Abyss. Maybe I just like, there's something about the fucking black Amannamu clouds mixed with the break-dancing worms that just triggers the ever-living fuck out of me. I could be making 500 divine per hour in Abyss, but the mob immunity shit, it makes me so irrationally angry. It actually makes me so fucking frustrated. I hate the immunity stuff in Abyss. If it wasn't for that stuff, I would play the Abyss nonstop. And if there was only one of them, I would be okay with it. If it was just the breakdance worms or just the Aminamu clouds, but when you get the combination of the two, and then when you have builds that just suck at kiting them out of the Aminamu clouds or don't one-shot them beforehand, you know. Oh, nice, Shepard. Yeah, that's what my hope was that stacking area would just make the explosions giga. Because like I said, one of the ascendancies I was thinking about doing this on was Abyssal Lich. I just didn't want to do another Abyssal Lich build this patch. But if you got Giga Abyssal Lich, scaling, you can probably get its AoE screen wide. Hi Kyle, it's your Brazilian friend here. I have a question about the Reflect build. There's a 270k damage between... I'm not sure. I have build brain soup. Like, I'm 3 builds disconnected from that build. I don't remember what I was doing in that build. I would have to look at your PoE Ninja and my PoE Ninja. But I don't know. He also doesn't speak English, so I'm not gonna type out that answer. Can't help you. Sorry, fam. It's a little bit, I would have to, like, stop and look up the old build and then, like, remember everything I was doing with it, and that was, like, 3 builds ago for me. It's like, I can't remember everything I was doing.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable. The time of the Faradin is nigh.
That's funny, Vexuian. Yeah, thank you, Crazy Odd. Ask him to tell him to join the Discord. That's the best way to do it, but maybe I can answer him in the Discord off stream, but yeah. I don't want to pause right now to look up my old build and have to, like, problem solve his build. But yeah, share the character in the Discord. Post the character in the Discord. And I'll take a look at it later. And I'll respond to you in the Discord. Let's see what the increased area of effect here. I just got 70% increased area of effect, 60% increased area of effect. Let's see how noticeable that is. Does this build need any uniques? Probably.
The hunt nears its end.
Minions from supporting fire don't count as being in your presence, right? Correct. You can never get supporting fire in your presence. And if you were to, like, mathematically max it, your presence, to whatever the max in game is, you would never get it in its range. Is this build hardcore solo self-bound friendly? Every build I do is. Twice. You should know that by now. Every build I make is immortal. It has maximum DPS. And it costs 1 divine. You know how I do. You know how I do twice. Mind of the Council could be cool. It just, like, it really comes down to, like, it really comes down to, what its damage looks like at max levels. Why did you have to let the flyer hideout loot? So, I'm making a video, like, I'm not trying to shit talk the flower hideout. There are multiple hideouts that we did not show on the podcast that I think are significantly better than every hideout we showed on the podcast. You guys can, like, clip this and show Miso and Rabbit. They're both idiots who have no design eye, and they left off, like, Rabbit was, like, literally, like, when we were talking about the hideouts, his checklist for, like, what his qualities were for hideouts was awful. There was a hideout that both me and Miso had very high on our list. It was number 1, I think, on my list. That Rabbit was, like, shit-talking. It was like, I can't believe that, like, this would not be a hideout I would use, like... So I'm trying to do a video soon that's showcasing all of the hideouts. I'm not saying the flower one looks bad. The reason why I had the flower one low was because I think that hideout as a base looks bad. Like, the tower as a base, like, there's not much you can do to make it look cool. You know, the flowers looked amazing. It was beautiful. But that layout does not... That layout does not lead to, you know, a lot of innovative design choices. So, like, I'm always just, like, a little low on that hideout design. But, to be clear, the flower one was the most beautiful hideout we had submitted. It was great. But, you know what? I'm going to show you guys some of the hideouts right now. Let me show you just, like, a few of the hideouts that... Because I'm gonna be doing a video soon that's showcasing all the hideouts, and we'll get a link with all the download files. Let me just showcase some of these hideouts that did not make it onto the podcast. This is the one that I was just talking about, that Rabbit, like, me and Miso both had high. This was the number 1 one on my list. This is the one that Rabbit was, like, shitting all over. This one, let me turn off my, the music's fine. So it's the Red Queen's Banquet Hall. He's got his, the hideout set out with a nice little, like, wait, it gets way better. It's a badass little dining hall, right? It really matches the theme. It looks really cool, but just wait. This is where it gets awesome. Here it comes. When he leaves this area here. This is where it gets fucking awesome. And it's efficient. Rabbit was shitting all over this one. This was my first place choice. But wait, here it comes. Just wait. This is where it gets fucking awesome. Look at this part. Look at this shit. Look at this. This was my first place, and it didn't get top 4 because Rabbit and Miso are fucking idiots. They're fucking morons. How was this not top 4? Because the other hosts of the shore are stupid. Okay? Okay? So, that was one of the fucking hideouts. Here is... No, wait, the Rob Safari one. Oh, yeah, look at this Rob Safari one. Look at this Rob Safari one. This was my 3rd place one. This also didn't make the top 4. Look at this one. Look at this. This is incredible. Now, I don't actually think Miso and Rabbit are idiots, but this is why the flower one wasn't in my top 4. Like, there was just so many absurdly good ones. You can argue, are these ones better than the flower one? You know, depends on taste, but there were some really good fucking hideouts. And the fact that these two that I just showed you guys weren't in the top 4, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Let me see if there's other ones. Let me see if there's other ones. I think those were like the ones that were like the super important ones that were like, I can't believe this wasn't on the list. Like, but this one, I can't believe Rabbit was flaming this one. This was my number 1 hideout, and it didn't make the top 4. Look at this back area. When he goes to the back, this is crazy. How did this not get top 4? This was my number 1 choice, by the way. This was my number 1 choice. I had this at number 1. And again, I'm not trying to shit on the flower one. The flower one was gorgeous. If the person that made the flower one is in the chat or watching this ever, I thought it was fucking beautiful. But it blows my mind that this one didn't make top 4. This is fucking insane. Even just the main area right here is awesome. But then when you get to the back area, it's like, oh my fucking god. Like, I can't believe this, like, I'm tilted, you guys. I'm tilted. I can't believe this didn't get top 4. I can't believe it. I'm thinking of changing the voting for the next one of these we do. I might introduce community voting because I'm tilted. I'm tilted, okay? Like, I don't trust Rabbit anymore. Miso, his list was more acceptable. But Rabbit, he's cooked, dude. He's fucking cooked, dude. He's grounded. That's funny twice. Alright, sorry for the little bit of the distraction there, but yeah. Now you guys get why there was a little bit of contention around the Hideout Showcase competition. You know. And some people might think that I'm the one that's cooked. They might think that the flower one is by far and away better than the ones that I just showed, and then maybe, you know, I'm the dumb idiot. But, you know, I thought that that one was, like, fucking awesome. But yes, so, we'll be doing a Mobile X post soon with all of the hideouts. I have reached out to Grinding Gear Games, because in order for me to get footage of all of their hideouts, I need to either visit their hideouts, which is a pain in the ass, or, I need to have their cosmetics to where I can load their hideouts. And I reached out to GGG, asking them if they can give me, like, some form of, like, dummy account that has access to all the cosmetics and hideouts. So I can make a video that showcases every hideout that was submitted. If I can't get, like, anything like that set up, and I can't get, like, access to the hideouts to record the footage, I'm just gonna do a montage that's edited from the videos they submitted. And then that's when the post will happen. But I'm trying to be like, you know, I'm waiting to see what GGG says. I don't remember what Rabbit's criticism was for that hideout. I don't remember. It was something like it was Miso and I both disagreed with him. I don't remember what his reasoning for not liking it was though. But yeah. I mean, I always think there's room for Doriani's prototype builds, but they're just like, you know, very specific. Right now, my biggest issue with bossing is ward. I'm running out of ward, and I don't have enough regen to spam my ward skill on bosses. That's why my damage is, like, significantly worse on bosses. It starts okay, but then I run out of ward. So I gotta solve ward recovery right now. That's why our damage is just so poo-poo. It's just because I'm just out of ward. And I'm not doing the delayed gratification cheese. I bet if I was swapping to delayed gratification on bosses, that would help. But I don't mind if there's a bunch of crap everywhere in my hideout. As long as there's, like, efficiency within the hideout. So I like fancy decorative hideouts that have efficiency built into them, you know?
It is done. Don't pretend.
Like the current hideout I'm using from the competition we did. What does the delayed gratification do for this? It makes them all explode or whatever. So, like, the ones that are not... Because right now, bosses aren't really stepping on all of the runes. But the explosion makes them all detonate. Maybe I play as well as my THC League start? Maybe. Oh, I was going to show you guys my hideout. Yeah, this hideout, did it get third place in the competition? Or was this my runner-up? I don't remember if this was my honorable mention or not. But yeah. This is my hideout now. Gonna use this until our next competition, and then I'll use a new hideout from the third competition we do. And hopefully we can just keep doing these competitions for, you know, the foreseeable future. How do you get so much grass in this hideout? I don't know. Rune of Nourishment? What is that? Is it like a socketable? Wait, where am I here? I'm on autopilot. Rack 3 time. See if I have a Rune of Nourishment. Don't have one on me.
Yes.
Oh, did I not talk to old boy? The amount of work to create the hideouts is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, it's nuts. That's like part of the reason why like we wanted to do the hideout showcase competition was because people can make crazy hideouts, and this is like without all the PoE 1 assets. Like there's a lot of PoE 1 assets. 15% of flask applies to runic ward recovery. What kind of socketable is it? Does it go like which rune? Any armor? Oh, any armor. Interesting. 15% of flask recovery also applies to runic ward? What the hell? That's overpowered. What? Really? What? You could just... So if you have this in any piece of gear and you're running Reverie or whatever, is that like just permanent like ward regeneration? The hell? Run that with Reverie? That's why I told you to use Reverie in that Rune on my Chonk build? That's OP!
I'll post it right away.
Oh, but I have to have a life flask, so it's gonna be good with, it's not gonna be great until I get Reverie. But that'll be nice with the Reverie. So I can't use my life flask if I haven't taken damage. Okay, let's go to
What is
Act
it?
3.
Yes, we can until
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer
We got water from the store,
mortal beings. There was once an empire that embraced
but I actually got a little water.
mastered
Look at these little water bottles.
became the greatest civilization the world has ever
What am I supposed to do with this?
known.
I drink it in a gulp.
Our allies will continue the pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search. We must go to the ruins of the Val.
How are you scaling the damage? Added attack damage. Tabulas. What level? Hold on a sec. What level is gem level 8? Level is gem level 8. 8 is usable by me. It's 26. What level is gem level 9? Is gem level 9 31? Okay. I didn't see what my damage was at before, so I don't know what just happened to the tooltip. I assume it went up, though.
First a barren desert, now a festering swamp.
275 ward recovery per second. I don't think... I mean, it'd be cool... so if we can giga scale the ward cost of the skill, that would be nice. And then maybe we need that much recovery rate. But that is definitely too much recovery rate. So it's good to know you can get that much. Because I assume that's more than needed. Yeah, I don't know if I'm using Reverie yet. I've heard it's very overpowered. And I don't know why when I hear overpowered, I don't want to use it. But then I obviously end up using a lot of overpowered stuff anyway, so we might use Reverie, though. Oh, I'm telling you guys, the delayed gratification swap is going to change the entire single target of this build. I can't wait for that. Single target swap plus, like, infinite ward is going to be
Considered the trees, my friends.
just all the things we need for this build's damage. Okay, so we got hazard area. Might as well just take this jewel. I don't care about mobilization build up. We could take that hazard area, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Megla in, and then we'll probably come over here and get this stuff, maybe. Charging rune? What's charging rune, dude? Yeah, I used Reverie on one of my builds when I was leveling it. I forget what belt I was using with the Reverie. And it was super OP when I was leveling, but then I had to optimize out of it for Warriors, because I needed Spirit, I think. I remember at one point I had a best in slot reverie, and I was using a belt with it. Was it Gore Girdle? I don't remember what belt I was using with it. What gems are you using on Conductive? Right now, Lightning Attunement, Magnified Area, Innervate, Lightning Penetration, Elemental Armament.
Buzzards picking
Oh, you probably won't be using those in late game, though, so... I think Ward is very slept on as a defensive layer, Sour. I think it's very good. But, new things are often slow for, like, the meta to catch up on. Because, you know... People like to stick with what they know, what's safe. They let other people experiment. I think, assuming Ward goes core, which I would be shocked if it didn't. You'll see people using Ward a lot next patch. Also, the shock is super nice. Like, I've never used a skill that shocks, like, immediately before. To the point that, like, we're shocking bosses with no investment into... Or electrocuting, excuse me. Electrocuting bosses with no investment. So... That's cool.
It's an instinct.
Do you think we're getting Duelist? Some people think we're getting a Templar. I mean, Ward is OP right now. It can run Temp Farm for free. Really? That's cool. We already have Templar, don't we? No. I'm not playing with flails. Are you? Running Ward Sacker Infernalist, so good? Yeah, it's really good. The class, not the Ascendancy? We don't have Templar. There's no Templar in the game. I mean, yeah, it's like all, like, you know, data mine. Like, every class is there, you know. But, yeah, Templar is not in the game. Duelist, Shadow, and Marauder are all missing still. I'll take any of them. I need any melee weapons. I'm a melee main. Gotcha. I don't think we'd swap off. If we swapped off of the bow, which we might... I am not married to the bow. It's just good for leveling. If we swap on the bow, it's probably the maces, though. Oh, my axe is so bad? Same. I'm a big axe fan. I mean, I'm a big melee fan, so, like, I'm literally excited by any I mean, I'm not super excited. If I'm being honest, I'm not super excited about daggers. I do not give much a care for the Shadow. But I'm sure there will be Shadow skills I want to use. Just daggers thematically. You know, I care much more about flails, axes, and swords. Personally. Again, it's a melee weapon, so I am hyped as fuck about about daggers. But of the 4 weapons that are coming, daggers are the lowest on the list for me.
Best give the hives a wide berth.
Swords and axes are the ones I want the most, though. Hopefully we're getting swords in 1.0. If like the one I want the most is probably swords. I am kind of hype about flails, though. I think flails have a lot of really cool skills they could be bringing. Well, knowing GGG, flails or swords is gonna have cyclone, so they're gonna be forced to use. A sword with at least one of them. Like, obviously you can dual wield, so it'll be like sword main hand, flail offhand. Do you think 1.0 is too soon? Oh, I mean, GGG has stated, like, many times already that they don't, like, 1.0 doesn't mean all the classes for them. They have, like, already confirmed that 1.0 is, like, 1.0, it, for them, means the campaign is done. All the classes and all the weapons and all that stuff, they don't, like, they've already basically hard confirmed that none of those are going to be in the game for 1.0. Like, not none of them, but most of those are not going to be done by 1.0. For them, 1.0 just means, A, the game is not a buggy, shitty mess, and B, acts 1 through 6 for the campaign are done. But they pretty much telegraphed that, yeah, most of that stuff's not coming by 1.0. If you're asking me, do I think it's too soon? No. I think the game is ready for it to be open to everybody. You have to also keep in mind that 1.0 means free to play, which means more people get access to the game, which is what GGG wants. That's less like, you know, why wouldn't you want this game to be accessible by everyone at this point, right? So I think what 1.0 signifies to them is that it is free-to-play ready, and that which for that means that it's like reasonably balanced, 1 to 80, and no bugs, and then they want the campaign in the game, and I think they'll have all that by 1.0. I think the game already is, for the most part, outside of the performance issues that you get in, like, the juiced maps. I think the game is, for the most part, 1.0 ready from that perspective. I think the balance is really fun. More off-meta builds are viable now than ever before. So from those perspectives, I think it's fine. And yeah, if they want the campaign to be what defines 1.0 for them, that's really for GG to decide, so. Think PO2 would ever have something like Scion in the game? For sure. For sure. PoE 2 is the future of grinding gear games right now. All of their thoughts and... like, obviously they still develop PoE 1, but, you know, they're looking at PoE 2 for the next 10 years. So, if you look at the next 10 years, there's going to be a lot of crazy shit that gets added, and you can imagine some of them are classes. We're just runic ward starved. What's the lowest level you can get Reverie? What's like the mid level for Reverie? $50-something? There's not a lower level one? Like 30-something? I could have sworn there was like one in the 30s. I need this runic ward. Let's check. Oh, level 28. I can use one right now. If I put one on right now, I'm going to lose a lot of damage. But I'm also not, like, doing enough damage to where it matters on bosses. So I think I want to swap the Reverie and see how that feels for the early game. In late game, there's a million ways to solve ward generation with or without Reverie, but in the campaign, if I want to actually level this character fast, this bossing is just clearly way too slow waiting for this ward to recoup. But maybe I just need to be trying delayed gratification. Because maybe delayed gratification's got enough damage for bossing. Really hope they expand shield skills. Yeah, make it. I want it to make its own category too. I've been saying this since 0.1. I want them to make a dual wielding shields thing at some point, or whatever the support gem I was using earlier is called. Now, I assume this is going to neuter my damage. I imagine I'm getting a decent amount of damage from tabulas. Yeah. And I lost a lot of ward. It's not doing enough to make a difference right now. I don't remember the name of the support gem I was using earlier with when I was interaction testing. What was it called? Oh, it was delayed reaction. That's the one that I keep saying delayed gratification. I meant that every time I say delayed gratification, I meant this. Why you choose Pathfinder? I don't know. Haven't played one. Why not?
In my sight.
It takes so long to explode without everything in it. That's reducing the skill effect duration. I definitely think that's the play, though. Like, at some point, your max skill effect duration stacking this thing. Man, maybe that makes Titan the play, though. Like, I wanted to do the Trap Assassin theme, so part of me was like, we go Pathfinder to make it a female character, so it's like the Assassin, but... I think with delayed reaction, with Titan, how much extra reduced skill effect duration does Titan get? So 8% there. And 8%, so it's not much more that they get. Titan doesn't get an absurd amount more. So they wouldn't be like a game breaker difference. Yes, I know they're 12% more, but across these 2 points, you're getting 8% more, and across these two, you're getting 8% more. Did you see the build in 0.3 where the Chinese player had negative duration spear field and unkillable with time of need and permanently? I mean, I've seen time of need scaling. I don't think I saw that whatever you're talking about, though, but I've seen OP time of need stuff. There's also some in the cluster plants. Oh, there is, huh? Maybe you guys see me leveling a Titan with this tomorrow. What does Titan do for it? I mean, it's just for skill effect duration maxing. Because the most you can get from it is from support gems. So you can, like, test how low it gets, right? So with, where's overabundance? And then compress. So even with those two, which give a lot of reduced skill effect duration, it still takes a while to go off. So no matter what you do on the Pathfinder, like these don't like reduce it by such a significant amount that it's like on its own. On bossing, wouldn't they hit immediately? Nope. I was showing that earlier on stream. Nope, it's not how it's working. Look how they spread, you know? You're not getting them all to guarantee hit the boss. But what you want to do is get the skill effect duration so low that it doesn't matter if they hit the boss, they're just exploding because they run out of time and they die. And if you're talking about skill effect duration reduction maxing, if we're wanting to get instant pops, Titan would be the best for that. I mean, you're seeing me cast it right now, you know. You see him exploding on creation?
As I expected.
Can you get reduced skill effect duration on Heart of the Well? Is that another source of reduced skill effect duration? Or is Heart of the Well only increased skill effect duration? No, just increase? RIP. Interesting. This doesn't look like it'll farm whittlings. Well, it's only level 32. You can't do whittling farming at level 32, Minosuke. Don't be silly. We gotta get to level 72, and then we'll do whittling farming. I think the DR scaling is the play for this build for sure. I just don't know if I want to swap to a Titan or not. I think the Titan I think a Titan swap is the play. It's just man, Pathfinder's so nice too, though. No slows is so nice. Yeah, I love no slows. Slows suck ass this patch. It just depends on like what the boss DPS is like. If like the damage scales to where a few runes can go off and it kills bosses, then you know that's good enough. But if we need, like, the runes to cake the boss, and then explode with DR, then Titan is, like, potentially, like, by far the best way to play the build. But it also might not make a mathematical difference to where, like, you can be fine without it. I might need to do interaction testing on, like, a level 90 character I have, just to see what, like, the DR, gets, like, the pop speed gets to, with, like, max passive tree investment. And then what that looks like will determine if I want to do it on a Titan or not. Pathfinders can sprint without stun, right? They get some weird sprint thing. I don't play Pathfinder much. What is it? Cannot be heavy stunned while sprinting. You have 30% less movement speed penalty while using skill. Alright, so I want to test the DR pops on bossing. Yeah, I mean, this definitely feels like the better way to play bossing. Because, like, you can just get the multiple guaranteed pops. And with enough increased area of effect, I think it'll kill the bosses. This feels like the play to me. It's like, obviously right now it sucks I don't have the passive tree for it. But I think it's like, these three are definitely in the late game setup. Because these pops on bosses are super nice. But we just need it to be faster detonations for mapping. Because it's super annoying to, like, put this down and be like... Throw overabundance 1. Oh yeah, overabundance 1's 50%, huh? I feel like this has to be fine, right? We don't need to go Titan. Right? We don't have to go Titan. How much skill effect duration am I missing? So we got 8, 16, 32... 48, 62. We're missing 70% reduced skill effect duration on the tree. I don't know if we're getting these ones over here, but we're definitely getting these ones. Well, we don't need split personality. We're a Pathfinder. We can already path right here, see? Like, I can already just go get these nodes right here. And then these nodes are easy to path to. We're going to be playing crit more than likely. So we're going to be pathed up here for Careful Assassin anyway. So we'd probably be pathing over here for this jewel slot. And then we'd be like, you know, you're a hop skipping away. AO since when? Since last patch. What supports do you have in there? I just have Magnified Area, Elemental Armament, and, you know, nonsense while leveling. You know what? I am just gonna go ahead and path over here and get near at hand. Fuck it. This is definitely the play if when we get the skill effect duration super low. It's just yeah, fuck Titan. Even if Titan's the best way to play this, which I'm sure with Titan, there's like, you're getting like near instant pops that'll feel fucking awesome. Titan's for pussies. You're right. I like this a lot more though. It's like way more satisfying. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. Martial Artist is the most played ascendancy this league. And anytime something is like meta slut tier, I just don't want to play it. So that's probably the main reason why I'm probably not playing a Martial Artist this patch. Is it's just... it's too good. Too popular. I don't think Runic Ward's going to be an issue when we get to late game, though. I think it's just an issue right now because we're playing a stupid Runic Ward build in the campaign. I think in late game, it'll be a lot easier. I think we'll also be playing Garukons. Like, I think, like, placing a single one of these is gonna, like, kill most bosses and shit, you know? Oh, damn, you're right. 30% increased damage here. Or duration here. We're going to optimize out of this point. At some point, probably. That's a good point twice. We don't need this, though. Like, 40% increased damage is nice, but, like... I don't know why I have, like, this, like, ego about the damage right now. But of, like, all of the things we have to solve for this build, I don't think damage is a problem this patch. I don't know. I've done a lot of stupid fucking builds this patch, and damage has never been an issue. For some reason, like, it's an attack build that I can scale with Garukons. Like, I'm not worried about its damage. So, like, if I don't have that 40% increased damage, I'll be okay. So... yeah, I don't know. You can mostly solve with Jules. I don't think you can get reduced skill effect duration on Jules, can you? Oh, yeah, damage on Jules. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways to solve damage in this game, so... I am not worried about damage. It's more about, like, solving the quality of life of this build. And making it... I don't like playing glass cannon builds. There are some people out there who don't mind glass cannon builds, but... I hate glass cannon builds. So... I'll need the build to be a borderline level of tankiness. Yeah, rearm's weird. Or delayed reactivation is weird, because, like, it says... hazards created by supported skills cannot be triggered by enemies unless triggered immediately on creation. But this line must not apply to conductive runes, because it must apply to, like, something like Spearfield, where there's, like, no arm time or something. I'm not sure. I am guessing because conductive runes has an arm time. It is negating the ability to instant explode from delayed reaction. What is my arm time? It doesn't even say on this thing. Runes arm after 0.3 seconds. And then quality reduces it by 0.1 second. So maybe there's like an angle where you gemling stack and you get that arm time to 0. Oh, whoa. Is that a play? Quality stacking arm time 0 where it like instant detonates with delayed reaction? Probably not. I've already done a gemling.
Yet again, I must call on our
Largest soul core I've ever seen. Soul core is charged. Why don't you do the honors?
I feel completely ignored, LOL. I don't read YouTube chat. It's hard to read YouTube chat. I don't have something that merges the chats. And YouTube chat is, like, usually, like, deader than Twitch. So, like, my eyes just, like, don't default to looking at it. Sorry. I don't intentionally ignore you. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the delayed reaction tech is really fun. That, like, boss damage is, like, significantly better than the last, like, 20 bosses we've done. This is definitely the tech. The tech is reduced duration stacking. 100%. Well, I ignore you, Minosuke, because you don't have enough whittlings. You're worth ignoring. You don't have enough whittlings.
She has a shift in my training can't hurt.
Well, we can keep those two. I don't know why I'm dexing and stacking right now. I'm just putting random attributes everywhere. I like the skill effect duration tech. This makes this super fun, so I'm committed to that. What's my gear? I got a new belt at level 36. I'm level 34. New ring at 43. Those are the only other gear items I have. I wish these told me what gem levels these could be used at, because I hate that, like, I could slam this into the conductive room and brick it. Is level 10 36? I think level 10's 36. I wish I had these memorized. Yes, it is 36. It's just like, so, like, there might be my concern is there a world where... I'm not concerned about it. I'm not concerned about it. We're committed to the Pathfinder. Fuck swapping to anything else. So, I thought about Palm of the Dreamer, but... a Palm of the Dreamer could work. Palm of the Dreamer could work, because it does have the reduced skill effect duration. But... it just depends on the skill's damage by then. My assumption is we're either going to be doing the Widowhail cheese, or we're going to be doing Mjolnir cheese, or Orovasara cheese. Those are usually things you have to do when scaling weird skills like this, that don't scale off the attack weapon damage. And you could technically use Orovasara or Mjolnir with Palm of the Dreamer. I just don't think the build's gonna have the damage for that.
If the Azak value their lives, they'll steer clear of me.
But it might. It might. Palm of the Dreamer is definitely a good thing to think about, though. Is the streamer going to play PoE? I don't think so. I don't think so. I am not an ARPG degenerate like a lot of the PoE streamers are. Like, a lot of the PoE streamers, they'll play, like, PoE 1, PoE 2, Diablo 4, Hero Siege, like, they flip-flop between like 1,000 different ARPGs. Like, I'm not an ARPG degenerate. But I also like to try and avoid burnout. So I like, if I played PoE 1 with how like deep PoE 2 is getting, I would only play PoE 1 and PoE 2. Like, I would have time for no other games, you know. So like, part of me just wants to avoid playing PoE 1 because it's better for my mental health. It'll be better for me to like enjoy other games and stuff and take breaks. I feel like I'd get burnt out on ARPGs if I was just like only playing PoE 1 and PoE 2. So I don't know, I just kind of like the PoE breaks every once in a while. But I'm not saying no to playing the PoE 1 League. It's just right now I'm leaning no. And gambling sponsors, I don't know about that. I'm not a full-time streamer, so you know. I don't mind taking breaks from streaming. But I don't know, I like playing other games. My friends like playing Rust. I like playing RTS games. I like playing World of Warcraft every once in a while. I like playing Rust. So, you know.
This must be poor Survey's son.
What about you, Shiny? Are you playing the PoE 1 League? And what about the rest of you guys? Are you hyped about the PoE 1 League? The,
Azak treat their land with respect.
Oh, I just sprint stunned myself. This is my first death? Yep. Oh, no, he lived. Holy shit. I thought I was dead for sure. The socketable change, the color sockets change is pretty fucking insane. Like, that's one of the biggest quality of life changes they could have made to PoE 1 for, like, its long-term health. That change is freaking awesome. But, I'm running out of builds I want to play in PoE 2. You know, you never know if new inspiration keeps showing up. Like, every day it feels like it's going to be my last build, and I keep finding new builds. We're on build 11 right now. But we have the Hardcore League coming up. We have the Timmy's Hardcore Private League coming up. It's, I think, next week. And I'm probably playing in that. So, this is probably my last build for Trade League for a while. And then I'm going to go play the Hardcore Private League. And then after that, it might be a break until... You gonna play THC? Yeah, I'm gonna play the THC League, yeah. Yep. I have played in the last 2 of them. I played in one... Maybe the last 3 of them. I feel like I know I've done 0.3 and 0.4. I can't remember if I did 0.2, though. Hold on. There's certainly an Abyssal Lich play here, by the way. There's certainly a Abyssal Lich play. Once we get the skill effect duration solved and we get the ward solved, I feel like this build is going to be nasty. I'm excited. We might die here. Rip. Yeah, we gotta fix that ward recovery. There's lots of ways we can do that. I haven't shopped in a while. I haven't changed supports or sockets in a while. I think it's time to ditch the tabulas. So that's probably the optimizations we do next. Yeah. I could see this being nasty on a Titan with just the max reduced duration. Like, if you're dropping this and it's instant popping, and then Titan can get like increased area of effect for attacks and stuff, like, this definitely screams Titan. This also could be really good on Abyssal Lich, clearly. Abyssal Lich just makes everything really good, though. But if I was getting instant pops with, like, infinite ward recovery, this DPS would be crazy. Like, imagine it was a click pop, click pop, click pop, click pop, and, like, all the runes are exploding. That's what this build's gonna become. We're just missing this reduced skill effect duration, and we're reducing the ward recovery, and we're missing a little bit of reduced area of effect on attacks. Which we have the combination of those three things, this thing's gonna be giga. I'm super hyped right now. Despite what this looks like right here. I know, like, this might, like, to a lot of you, like, ugh, this is awful. And it is awful. But the bones of this is awesome. And I am very excited to push this character. Yeah, I think I'm committed to the Pathfinder. We're not gonna swap to the Titan or anything else. I think we can make this work on the Pathfinder. And I think the Pathfinder does have a lot of benefits to it. Yes, you could just use a split personality for a warrior, but that means you have to give up a jewel slot, and that sucks. You basically need a free split personality and 5 passive points as a Pathfinder. I don't know how important Traveler's Wisdom will be. I don't think it's going to be make or break for this build. We will be doing a lot of traveling, so we might be able to get a lot of increased damage from this. But I'm not going this for this. Honestly, the only reason I'm going Pathfinder is for Relentless Pursuit. It's just because I'm so fucking tired of slows this patch. We're gonna haul ass with this build. I think if you're looking for the mathematically best build, just based off of what I'm playing right now, Titan, Gemling, those two are screaming at me. Titan and Gemling. I'm lower on the Ritualist, a lot lower on the Ritualist now. Ritualist isn't bad. But I would say if you're doing, like, for the mathematically best version, again, this with no late game interaction testing, Titan and Gemling are screaming at me. Abyssal Lich is always good. Depends on how AoE scaling and the Reaver scaling impacts this build. But I would have to see how the Gemling quality impacts the build, but I would put Titan probably number 1. Shaman Bodogs, I mean, Shaman's good for everything for sure. But I would not, like, go out of my way to play this on a Shaman. But, like, I think Shaman and Oracle could both be very good for this build. Like, Shaman, like you can probably make Shaman work for every build in the game. I genuinely believe that. Shaman's, like, really fucking good. Bonded runes are fucking crazy. And then the rest of the Ascendancy is crazy too. What's up, Celtic? All good, man. How'd your raid go? Well, Gemling gets additional... Well, the Gemling alt quality gives you range, but the base quality is good for the build. And Gemling just gets more quality flat. I think if you're playing like the sweaty version of this build, Pathfinder could be the sweaty version of this build. Don't underestimate like the potential for how many travel nodes we can get. That will all be 5% increased damage. And that might alone make, like, you know, the tooltip DPS of this pushing, like, 300,000 DPS. It just depends on how many travel nodes we get. So. And if the vibe is Trap Assassin, where you're just, like, instantly putting down these traps and they're exploding, Pathfinder being fast is just nice, so... But I would say if I were like to be a sweaty dweeb about this, Titan seems like the safest bet right now. But not perfect for the build. It's really just hulking form that you care about for the build. The rest of the Ascendancy is kind of like... whatever. So, I don't know. Maybe Pathfinder actually is kind of good for the build. I don't know. Shaman could be really good, too. I would have to look at all the bonded rune effects. I don't know. This is probably a build that can just kind of go on a lot of ascendancies. This isn't like a required archetype thing.
Nature's fury.
I felt your comment of being sick of slows this patch so much. Yeah. I run Onslaught, the Onslaught charm to get out of slows on like all of my characters. So, like that's why when I was deciding between Pathfinder and Titan, and when I made the character, it was when I led Relentless Pursuit. I was like, yeah, this is fine. I'll do Fart Finder.
She's friendly.
Because slows this patch, I don't know what they changed,
Shamed the city.
but slows this patch are just miserable. Just absolutely miserable.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, tomorrow's stream, I'll probably have, like, just a little bit different gear. I'll probably get the Reverie set up online. I'll probably get, like, some of the support gems changed out for, like, the reward damage ones or things like that. I just don't like stopping and interaction testing and swapping jewels and reading too much while I'm playing. I'll do that all off stream. And then tomorrow when I'm live, I'll be rocking a lot of the changes we've talked about. Whether it's the ward support gems or other things. A lot of this build, unfortunately, is getting enabled by levels itself. We just need... Like, once we're, like, level 70 plus, this build's gonna be fucking chillin'. Again, I'm not sure if the Widow Hail tech's the play. I kind of think it will be, but we'll see. I've used Widow Hail for things like this in the past. And it always ends up just being giga damage. But... And I don't really want to do a Mjolnir build.
How repulsive.
Maybe this is an Oro Vasara build, because when, last one showed me the Olo Vasara changes. It had something like you gain a % of damage when you spend 50 Runic Ward. Like, let me show you guys. Like, this is crazy. Runeforged, Rune-Mastered Oro Vasara has skills gain 6% of damage as extra lightning damage per 50 Runic Ward cost. And my runic ward cost is 35 right now. We can scale this up higher with like support gems that make it cost more ward, and the gem level should make it cost more ward. I don't know what you can get its maximum to, but let's just say its maximum is 50, right? To where you're gaining that 6% damage only once. You can dual wield this though. So for a 50 runic ward, you would be getting 12% gain damage as extra lightning. Plus, you'd also be getting this effect for every one of your runic runes that's popping, or whatever, your traps that's exploding. So, like, dual wielding... two of these, if you've got the runic ward spend costs, like, I don't know what the cost of conductive runes can get up to. But, you know, if we can get its cost super high, dual wielding Aura Versara might be the play. But then, as we talked about earlier, its gem level kind of matters too. So, like, it's possible that one Aura Versara plus Mjolnir is the play. Like, I'll have to do testing. But, again, my experience with previous patches, this was before we had Runeforged gear. Widowhail was the best way to scale these kind of skills. Just getting a Giga Quiver with added damage. So, we'll have to see. Yeah, this is an annoying fight to not have instant pops. I probably don't want to use delayed or DR or whatever it's called on this fight. Conductive Runes is level 81 cost at level 20, 251 at level 40. So, like, I don't think 251, level 40 would be possible. Even in... Like, I don't know if you could ever get this gem level to 40. Like, it would require you to do stupid stuff to get it to 40. And you wouldn't be able to use dual-wielding... Aura Vesaras with that level 40, so it wouldn't matter in that context. Oh yeah, I have that rune. I have the. Oh, I think you're talking about. What are you talking about? Gain maximum rune equal to 50% of the weapons. I forgot to put this in this thing, though. Wanted to see what that did to its damage. Might not do anything right now. But yeah, there's lots of ways to make it cost more runic wards, so... If we can get its ward cost super high, then there's a world where dual-wielding Aura Versaras is the play, but... Again, until we get into late game and can actually test the interactions, you know... It's impossible to know, so... There's a lot of cool things to test with this build. Warding Rune of Armature, Warding Rune of Annihilation. Annihilation. Yeah, I have the Lineage Gem. I bought that Lineage Gem, J9. Yeah, I don't like using this right now when mapping. prefer the instant pops when mapping. Or going through mobs. Yep, that sounds like the play to me. I want to do a Mind of the Council build. Like, I've always wanted to do one, and Kadachi mentioned that he was thinking about potentially doing Mind of the Council with this thing. I don't know if this is the play to do Mind of the Council with, maybe. But Mind of the Council is always a cool... helmet. I've always wanted to do a Mind of the Council build, and then Blade messaged me earlier this week, said he wanted to do one, but I don't know if this is the one I want to do Mind of the Council on. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be Giga Mana stacking on this build. I have no idea if I'm using Brass Dome or Reverie. I bought a Brass Dome, it's in my stash for the build, but I don't know what I'll actually be using in late game. There's gonna be a lot of, like, you know, just testing what feels good. Mind of the Council's cool item? Yeah, I've always wanted to make a build with it, but never found the one that was like, this is the one we do Mind of the Council with. Yeah, I mean, it's a very awkward item, like, in its current design, where, like, if you're doing a Mind of the Council build, there was almost always, like, a better way to scale the build. It always felt kind of forced. You can tell when the pops are good that, like, the damage can be crazy. Once this build's optimized, it's gonna be super fun.
Vile ingenuity never ceases to amaze me. How can I help? These runes. I can make out symbols for blood and offering.
Yeah, someone answered that already, Celtic.
Blood offering. Someone
Yeah, I don't know, because the skill is limited in how you can level it. It's not a melee skill. It's an attack skill. And it's not a spell. It's not like one of the main ways you scale gem levels through. So the way we can scale it is through attack skills, which is very difficult to get. Or lightning skills, which is very difficult to get. There's no Prism of Belief for these skills, so we can't get +3 on a Prism of Belief. So you can get level 21 from Corrupted. You can get, if you put Delia's Desire and like Lightning Mastery and stuff in it, you can get levels that way. We won't be putting those in there. So ignoring Socketables, this will be 21 base. You can get Amulets with +1 all skills, so that'll get it to 22. If we were to run an attack skills mace, which we wouldn't really want to do, we could run 2 +5 attack, +3 attack skills maces, I believe, is +3 for maces now. That could get us +6. But Mjolnir rolls up the +5 lightning skills. So if we were level maxing, we would dual wield Mjolnirs. This gets us plus 10 lightning skills, which with the level +1 levels on the amulet with the corrupted 21 would put us at level 32. So if we were level maxing, that is probably because I don't care what the levels give. There's no way I'm putting Delia's Desire or Lightning Mastery into Conductive Runes. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. So unless there's other ways to get lightning or attack skills that I'm missing, which I don't think there is, we're looking at level 31, level 32. So we're definitely not getting to 40. There's no world we get even close to 40 at all.
Look for buildings with lucky statues. Spy something like that, give me a shout.
That with Lucky will be next? Yeah, I'm already preparing for Lucky stuff. My Heart of the Well has... Look at this Heart of the Well. I bought this earlier and Divine spanned it. I got 2% movement speed, gain 18% of damage as lightning, 8% critical hit chance, and then 28% chance for lightning damage with hits to be lucky. Every single one of these dived perfectly except for the Lucky Lightning, and the Lucky Lightning was like, I think it was like 1% off of perfect. And then I lightning quality'd it. So, and then there's the lightning lucky stuff here. I was potentially getting a lightning rod, and then my Megalomaniac has pure power on it for the more maximum lightning damage. So I am preparing for a world where we're maxing lightning damage. So we'll see what happens when we get the late game. We'll see what happens when we get the late game. I'm not worried about the damage. Like you guys, like there's so many ways to scale builds damage. Garukins if we're going crit, Esh's Prowess, Lucky Lightning. Like it's a lightning damage build, right? There's so many ways to get damage. I'm not worried about the damage. It's just the question of which way are we going to scale the damage. Because all of them sound fun to me. Oops. All of them sound fun for me. I like Widowhail cheese, I like Mjolnir cheese, and I like Ora Vasara cheese. All three of them are fun to me. Maybe there's a world where you're using like one Mjolnir and one Ora Vasara, but I don't see that being the case. Like, I have a feeling it's either going to be Widowhail cheese or 2x Ora Vasaras.
Too weak, too slow.
But I think it's going to be Widowhail cheese for the best damage. We'll see, though. Lightning Rod is another. Well, Lightning Rod I would only use if I'm playing the bow version, but I don't want to use Lightning Rod in the build. I want this to be a one-button trap build. Oh, the anoint are notable. Yeah, that could happen. I mean, I don't need the reduce skill effect duration unless I'm bossing, which that might be like weapon set 2 stuff. I might actually set that up for weapon set 2, actually. Alright. Level my 36. Is gem level 10 36? I'm not gonna brick myself, right? Didn't. We're good. Yeah, lightning rod's probably the annoying. We'll see.
This is all just a misunderstanding.
Because now that I realize that if we reduce duration scaling, we don't need the path over here anymore. Because like right now, it was originally nice. Like it's like path over here. You get like, I mean, we still might path over here because spring hair is super nice. So,
As for you,
but we might not be pathing the lightning rod anymore. That might just be anointed. It's not like getting lightning rod's bad, but yeah, we'll have to see. I was way higher on the Widow Hail before I saw the upgraded Oro Visaras, so the upgraded Oro Visaras changes a lot.
Guess we can't take this out.
yo, let's take you. You will fall before us.
Yeah, when we got instant pops like and good damage, this build's gonna be super fun. I can like when it's going well and you're getting the pops that hit hard, like surround them and do damage. It just feels super good. But this is like without like attack area scaling and stuff. Like there's so many ways this could get like just super nice. This definitely isn't a good leveling build, but it's fun. No way, you're doing another one! How am I supposed to live this? Frickin' Vooper. Electrocuting bosses is funny, by the way. I've never done an electrocute build. Part of me wants to like invest in the electrocute and just see what it's like when you like min-max it. I'm out of ward now. Ugh, she was about to get electrocuted and she phased. I'm dead. Never mind. Hey, new life flask. We should put that in. Stop using the bad one. Can't use it yet, though. Yeah, it does help a lot. Beard. It does help a lot.
To think everyone here will die, all because of one woman and her pet touch.
The power of whittlings. Indeed. Oh, I forgot the new belt. Yeah. I really hope the double Oro Visara works out. I don't know why I'm struggling saying that word so much. Oro Visara. That just sounds fun to me. The Runeforge version, getting that buff is super nice. Part of me still wishes, you guys remember, I think it was only in was it 0.1 or 0.22? You used to be able to use 2 of the same support gem, or skill gem. So you could, like, have 2 conductive runes slotted with, like, different skill gem loadouts. So, like, if you wanted one for single target or one for AoE and stuff. And there are some times I miss that. I think it was an overall good change for the game. But there are times that I miss it. Hey, later, J9. Have a good night, man. Later, Minosuke. Have a good night. Are you just leveling with conducting runes, or are you just making it the main part? Or are you making it the main part? It is the entire build. It is the entire reason I am playing this character. So it is indeed the build. Nope. Yeah, the next couple days I will be streaming this character, and yeah, we're just trying to make conductive runes as good as possible. Just tested with 221 less duration, takes 2 seconds for the runes to explode. But are you doing that with extra quality too? Because you might want to, like, part of min-maxing that might involve, like, slipping in quality either via Anoint or through Fox's Idol and stuff to get that extra 0.1 second. Like, because if you add like 10% quality, that might change a lot just because it shaves off that 0.1 second. So, like, there's a specific dance you might want to do in the min-max setup where you're getting some quality. Where the fuck is this heart at? Is it right down there? It's probably right down there. Did you give up on Dotrays? No. That build ended up being really good. I got the effective HP to over 350,000. I was farming Rite of the Nameless with it, but it didn't, like, I don't know. It was a really good build, but I don't know. It played like a lot of other cursed builds I had played in the past. It also wasn't like anything special to me. It was just like another Dodrays build, but it was being done on a Witch Hunter with some weird chests. So, like, it was cool, and it was very good, but it wasn't, like, I don't know. I didn't feel like farming on it for several days, and I also didn't feel like making a guide or video showcase for it, because it was just like, it wasn't anything special. It was just, it was using the Runic Fork on a Witch Hunter with Dodrays and stacking a bunch of lightning res. Like, it was, like, kind of cool, but it really wasn't. So I sold all of its gear and to fund this guy's gear. Have you leveled iShot this league? It seems OP. I mean, iShot's OP every league. iShot's super meta. I mean, it was super cool doing the defense maxing, but like, you know, yeah, to your point, it didn't have that that flair that I look for, you know. I probably should have done like some form of like video on it, like look at this, but yeah, it wasn't holding my attention, so. To be fair, iShot is only meta when Fubgun decides it's meta. I mean, isn't that just bow builds in general, though? How did you survive with the Flower Remnant build? What do you mean? That build was super tanky. Plus, it one-shotted everything off a screen. Yeah. The delayed gratification just feels better when bossing because... Or I keep saying delayed gratification. I mean delayed reaction. I feel like I instant pop. I don't know. You're not doing something right. Not scaling one of the defenses high enough. Your mana's too low. Your life's too low. Something. I was never dying on that build. Unless I was, like, being stupid. But, you know, if you're playing it on a budget, you might be dying. But if you're one-shotting everything at a screen and a half away, it's kind of hard to die. But I know. I don't remember dying a lot on that build. That was some good burst. Did you see that burst there? Like, because he's a big boss where all the runes can connect. Like, you can see the potential in these little hyper moments where this build has this potential. You can try linking your ninja in the Thorns Discord. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was yapping. You could try linking your ninja in the Thorns Discord. And, you know, but I was not getting like one shot all the time.
Progress comes with a heavy price. Sheer power. This ends now. Pathetic. I can't give up. I must save my people.
You put like 1,500 divs into the build? I mean,
It happened! It cannot be stopped!
that's more than I put into it. Well, I can't remember how much I put into it, so I don't know. You can't ask me about builds that I'm not actively playing. Because even though I probably released that build video, what, 2 weeks ago? I've played 4 builds since that build. I can't even, like, if you were to ask me what items I was using on that build, I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head, so... You just gotta follow the ninja and get as close to the gear as possible, but I was not dying a lot with that build. But it also has, like, AoE that clears screen and a half away, so... When things are, like, dying a screen and a half away, it's kind of hard to die. If you're, like, standing in abysses, though, and trying to Phoenix tank them, yeah, you're gonna die. But, yeah, I can't even remember what exactly the defenses were on that build. Off the top of my head. I think I was using Mind over Matter, but I genuinely can't remember, because since that build, I've played the Infernalist build, I've played the Curse build, and I think I've played one other build since then.
Your people
So,
cannot be saved. History
let me
is
actually look
already
at build
written.
up. What was it called? The Bloom Blasting Abyssal Lich? Was that build?
Come with us.
What was I doing on that build defensively? Oh, that was a I forgot about this build. Oh yeah, this was this build.
Let's just start talking then.
Let me look at the
My friend here
ninja.
isn't exactly the peacemaking type.
Even looking at the Mobile X, I still can't remember. When you churn through builds sometimes your brain is just soup.
It is too late for us here. This era is over. I pleaded with Exile for her patience, but she would not abide me. She will attempt her communion with the beast.
I mean, my setup's definitely like closer on the glass cannon or sides, but if you're struggling with defenses, get a better Moriars, get more mana, or get a different Mage Blood. Like the Mage Blood I'm using is like Super Glass Cannon. It's like Bismuth Diamond, Double Quicksilver. You know, get a Mage Blood that's potentially better for surviving. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely on the squishier side of the builds, but I was definitely not dying a lot. Oh, it's Sacrifice of Flesh too. If you're using Sacrifice of Flesh, that helps a lot. But yeah, I was definitely not dying a lot with the build. But the biggest defensive layer for it is Mind over Matter.
What is happening?
With all of the remnants you're getting from the combination of the lightning damage you're doing with Archmage and mana remnants, your mana is constantly overflowing. So like when you're looking at the ninja, it's like, oh, you only have 1200 life or mana, but most of the time that's overflowed to like 2000 mana. So, and then you take into effect Sacrifice of Flesh. It's not the tankiest build, but you shouldn't be like, you know, dead every other map. But
Well, from there,
it's definitely not, you know, an effective HP stacking build. I would need to see your ninja though to know.
it's
Doriani has won.
But yeah, it's definitely not a giga tanky build, but
Guess it's
as
time.
long as you're killing stuff from a distance away, the AoE should be clearing the screen and you'll be fine most of the time. I mean, if you're rushing, so that was an issue I had with the build, was when I ran the double Quicksilver, I was actually complaining that I was going too fast because the remnants weren't spawning fast enough to like keep up with my movement speed to blow up the frost wall. So yes, now that you've said that, if you are rushing and you are going fast, you will die. I remember that being a complaint point, and I just had to stop like sprinting everywhere.
I'm off to study Italian.
So it is not a fast move. Yes, if you are sprinting everywhere, it can lead to death. So if you are rushing, yes, that is definitely a pain point in the build. At one point, I thought about optimizing out of the Quicksilvers because it ended up being a little like, at least maybe the double Quicksilver or something, because it ended up being a bit too painful at times, because the remnants have like a spawn rate that, like, if you're going too fast, you know, they're not going to be hitting your frost walls. So 200% delirium maps are crazy loose explosions. They are indeed. All right, guys, it is 11 o'clock. I need to go to bed. Thanks for hanging out. This is a super cool build. I appreciate you guys, all of you collaborating in the chat, throwing me your ideas and stuff. This is a cool one. I hadn't looked at this skill yet, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one to play out. I'm committed to the Pathfinder. I do think that Titan would be the mathematically best way to play this. But fuck it. I want to be immune to slows. I will be streaming tomorrow. It might be in the morning, so you might see me live in like less than 12 hours from now. But it also might be tomorrow afternoon too. I'm not sure when it'll be. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. It was fun. This is a cool build, and yeah, we will be playing this build until the Timmy League. So, yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys.